Hello, my name is Lily Hensby. I am a comedian, and I'm about to say something so controversial, yet so brave. The 2016 Ghostbusters all-female reboot is the best movie ever. I am really going to piss off some men. And if that's not the core of my thesis of life, then I don't know what is.
Sorry.
If you haven't seen the 2016 Ghostbusters, I don't know what have you been doing? What have you been doing? 2016, 'twas a peaceful time, wasn't it? We were just about to have some changes in the world. However, I was a mere 22-year-old. I was in my second year of uni, of doing acting school, uni stuff, and I was very fresh in my queerdom.
Hi, gay!
I remember seeing a photo of Kate McKinnon dressed as her character in this Ghostbusters movie and being like, doing gay. Oh boy. So that year, I dedicated myself to really looking like her. And I want to say that the bisexual experience is, do I want to be them or do I want to them? Because I wanted both. Obsessed much? And not too much, and much too much. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Ghostbusters, also marketed as Ghostbusters Answer the Call, is a 2016 American supernatural comedy film directed by Paul Feig. He also did Bridesmaids and also did A Simple Favor. It stars 4 of the funniest women in the world, 3 of whom were SNL cast members for years and years and years. And then one of them was also in Gilmore Girls. Oh, and also to top it off, bit of Australian representation here. We've got Chris Hemsworth. And he keeps his Australian accent in it. Thank you, sir. Love you. I'll see you in Byron Bay, bro. So, it is a reboot of the 1984 film of the same name, which we all love and know. Ghostbusters, with Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson, who we've talked about before in Congo. And, you know, it's great. It's a cult classic film. I love that goddamn movie. But also, I love this movie.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
I think what happened is people got real, battle of the sexes in this. But no, it's just like funny ladies wanted to make a version of their favorite movie. That would be like if I went and made a Jurassic Park film with I played Alan Grant and I made it really funny and silly, and then everybody would get the shits. And that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to like my movie, but I made the movie because I wanted to make it. Do you see? Do you see the nuance, people? Bing, bong, bing. It is still part of the Ghostbusters franchise, so it's not like a random spin-off movie. It's part of it all, which is great. And Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson, they are in this movie. They make cameos, so it's not like they were hating on it. They were happy to be in this movie. On Wikipedia right now, here, it says, the announcement of the female-led cast in 2015 drew a polarized response from the public and an internet backlash. Shocker. Come on. Chill out. Remember 2015 was like beginning of the Me Too movement, right? So we were pretty hot and heavy about all the, all that sort of stuff. But now we can look back and go, wow, 10 years ago, there was women making a Ghostbusters movie. And it still holds up and it's still very fun. Ghostbusters premiered on July 9, 2016. The film grossed $229 million against a $144 million budget, making it a box office bomb. I don't think so. It sounds like it made more money than you spent on it. I know that the rule is you got to make 3 times, but that's still more than what you spent on it. Sony were like, we're not going to do a sequel of this, we're going to make a different one, and then they made the one with Carrie Coon and Paul Rudd, so that's Ghostbusters Afterlife. So that sucks, because I would have loved to see more of Kate McKinnon looking very beautiful and funny, but no, they were like, no, Lily, you can't have that. So, I have not rewatched this in a while, but let me tell you, I saw it this many times at the cinema. This many times at the cinema. And I was in uni. kind of money did I have back then to go this many times to a cinema and get popcorn and Maltesers every time? What? Everybody at the time knew how obsessed with it I was, and people would constantly send me clips and reference things to me. I remember I had to do a play, a production, and even my director at the time was like, well done on the play. For your reward for doing well in the play, here's clips of Kate McKinnon in Ghostbusters. So everybody knew how obsessed I was, which is great. I like that I based my entire identity around Kate McKinnon in Ghostbusters in 2016. Woo! And I mean, it's kind of uncanny. I look really good as her. If they do a sequel and Kate McKinnon's not available, I'm right here. I can do it. I think I can do a pretty good Kate McKinnon impression. Hang on. Hello. Gillian Holtzman, Radio Times. What have you been doing your entire life? I think she's there. Is she there? Oh, God, who knows? It's so embarrassing. Okay, we open with Zach Woods from The Office. You know him. And he is... What's he doing? He's like walking around some mansion, some old haunted mansion in New York City, and it's getting real spooky. And he goes down to the basement and, you know, all the Ghostbusters ooze starts happening. And, you know, a portal opens up to hell and he's like, oh, no. And then we get the soundtrack, which, iconic. Anyway, I'm so happy right now doing this movie. So then we meet Abby, which is played by Melissa McCarthy, and Erin, who is Kristen Wiig. And they are estranged friends, but they co-authored a book called Ghosts. Ghosts from Our Past.
You're Erin Gilbert, right? Co-author of Ghosts from Our Past, both literally and figuratively. The study of the paranormal? This really does look like you.
What? No. Yeah, that's me.
And on the back of the book, they've got a photo of them in like... black turtlenecks and like being very author artist. But they're not friends anymore, but they fell out because Kristen Wiig's character took a job in a uni and started realizing that ghost hunting and, you know, actually practically looking into ghosts, there's no money in it and it's really hard and whatever. But Abby, Melissa McCarthy, she still searches for ghosts and makes all the equipment. And so her and Kate McKinnon's character, Gillian Holtzman, they are partners in ghost hunting. The reason they come back together is because Erin discovers that Abby has still been selling their book to make, you know, some extra cash money flow. And Erin is like, oh my God, no. Like, I'm a full-on professor at Columbia University. I can't have this book about ghosts, you know, being circled around and, you know, she could lose her job. Which then she does, because Charles Dance is in this. Charles Dance. And he fires her. So funny. So then they hear about the ghost that Zach Woods... That's his name, right? Yeah. Zach Woods. Yeah. Zachary. They find out that there was a ghost sighting there, and so they go and investigate. And Erin goes with them because she wants to. And they film it, and they put it online, and it goes viral.
Ghosts are real! Ghosts are real! I believe in ghosts because I just saw one. They're real!
That's why she loses her job, because they're like, you're a crazy woman on the internet. We can't have you teaching at Columbia University. So then they hire like an office space above a Chinese restaurant. They have a little reference to the fire station of the original Ghostbusters. So if you don't know, but in the original Ghostbusters, their office space is an old fire station. Very cool. So they have like the pole that they can slide down when they have to go bust a ghost. But the girls can't afford it. And so they get this office. And then they hire Chris Hemsworth to be the receptionist. And he is so stupidly funny. It is so endearing. There's a bit where he's got glasses. He wears glasses, right? And at one point he just puts his finger through the lens and scratches his eye, and they're like, time out, just going to ask you, why no lenses in the glasses?
Yeah, they just kept getting dirty, so I took them out. I don't have to clean them anymore.
Oh, boy. I gotta try to keep that in mind.
Would it be okay if I bring my cat to work sometimes? He has major anxiety problems.
So then they meet Leslie Jones's character, Patty, and she works in the subway system, and she reports a ghost sighting in the subway. And then they get her to come on the team because she knows New York City like the back of her GD hand. She is an expert. So they get her on. And she can also provide the equipment. So she gets the car, she gets all the proton packs and stuff, and then Kate McKinnon's character builds everything. Then we meet the bad guy. And the bad guy's name is Rowan. And he is obsessed with supernatural events all over Manhattan. And so he has made these like devices that can open up portals in the world. I don't know. I don't really know. But it's a bit scary. So we get a few different places where this is happening. We've discovered that he'd put one of these devices in that old mansion that we'd been in with Zach Woods. And we discovered that he'd put one in like an event space where there's like a huge concert happening. And so there's this big like demon flying around. And while, look, I'm a snob, okay? I'm a comedy snob. I am. And there's bits in this movie that are cringe and not really funny, but never from the women, I have to say. Never from the four leads. It's always the supporting characters. Like there's a supporting character at the concert and he's cringe and I have to skip over it.
This auditorium is Art Deco, you idiots! Aim for the ghosts!
Maybe it's just not even funny. Maybe that's... That's the goss. So we get these cameos, as I said, from the original Ghostbusters cast. Like Bill Murray is in this. And Bill Murray plays like a debunker, like a mythbuster, like a conspiracy theorist questioner. So he is constantly being like, sure, there's a ghost. And then Kristen Wiig has to be like, there is. And to prove that there is, Kristen Wiig releases a ghost, like that demon ghost that they just caught from the concert. And it throws Bill Murray out a window.
Jasper?
Who threw him out the window?
A ghost threw him out the window.
This is a scene that I think about all the time. You know, you just have those bits from TV or movies or whatever, those quotes that just like maybe once a week it'll pop in and you'll just be walking along and you'll be like, a ghost threw him out the window. Like, I'll just say that maybe once a week. Oh, yeah, that's right. So then, because they're causing all this havoc, the mayor has to have a word. And the mayor is played by Andy Garcia and his assistant. Oh, hi. Hey. His assistant is played by Cecily Strong. Oh my God, itchiest nose in the world. All these SNL people. Love that
Kind of stuff.
So the mayor is like, you guys have to stop this. You have to stop all this hoorah about the ghosts because you're freaking out everybody in New York and you're acting like hysterical women. But also, they are aware. They know that all this stuff is happening and they know that there's ghosts, but they're like, we can't let the public know, so you guys have to stop doing all this. And so the girls are like, what? This is corruption. And so the mayor decides to publicly denounces them as fraudsters. Fraudsters? Which is annoying because believe women, huh? Believe them. So Kristen, Melissa, Leslie, Kate, they all go back to the office and they do some more research on why all this supernatural stuff is happening. And they realize that Rowan is putting all his little devices along these things called ley lines. And this scared the out of me. I was aware of, tarot and a couple of ghosts and, something here and there at the time. But I had never heard of the ley lines. And I tell you, it is terrifying. It's not necessarily true, but it is still a very scary theory and concept. So ley lines are straight alignments. Here I'm reading. Straight alignments drawn between various historic structures, prehistoric sites, and prominent landmarks, with ley line believers arguing that these alignments were recognized by ancient societies that deliberately erected structures along them. Commonly believe that ley lines are like earth energies and serve as guides for alien spacecraft. Now you've lost me. So it's a pseudoscience, okay, you guys? Pseudoscience, like manifesting. So yeah, but at the time, this is nearly 10 years ago. So yeah, it's just a myth, it's just a theory, okay? Nobody freak out, It's okay. It's all right. Nobody freak out. We're going to be okay. They study these ley lines and they realize that at the intersection is probably where Rowan is going to put like a massive device to open a portal. And they are correct. And it intersects at this hotel, which is where Rowan works. So he has set up this huge lab down in the basement of the hotel in the boiler room or whatever. When our heroes get to the hotel where Rowan has been making his big bloody thing, they say, stop. They say, stop, halt, enough of this. And he says, no, I'm going to open this portal and start the apocalypse because I'm a sad nerd and nobody's ever listened to me and blah, 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 whatever. So then he grabs onto his portal thing and zzz himself. Our heroes realize that he's been reading Abby and Erin's book. And they're like, oh no, not the book. Then they realize that Rowan did this himself so he can become a ghost. And he possesses Chris Hemsworth. Stay with me. Stay with me. It's a good movie. It's really good, I promise. All hell breaks loose. There are ghosts on ghosts on ghosts all through the city of New York, Manhattan. And we get a really, really cool fight sequence with Kate McKinnon.
Let's go.
Also, just have to say, Kate McKinnon is a fellow Capricorn like myself. So, if you're watching, Kate, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Hi, gay.
Is this crazy? Am I crazy? No, this is good. The only way to stop the portal is to blow it up. And what they need is nuclear reactor sized BOMB.
Nuclear. It's pronounced nuclear.
They realize that on the top of their car, Kate McKinnon's character has put all this stuff on there, like a nuclear reactor basically on their car. They drive the car into the big portal, but Abby, Melissa McCarthy, gets pulled in by Rowan. She goes into the portal and she's falling down. But Kristen Wiig's character, Erin, jumps in after her and saves her, grabs onto her. But isn't that nice? Little bit of friendship, little bit of an arc, enemies, friends to enemies, back to friends. Beautiful. So the city is saved, and the mayor thanks them privately again, but still publicly saying that was just another big hoax from the women, these Ghostbuster women. There's also a line at the end that I also say maybe once a week. So Patty, obviously the car's gone, and Patty, Leslie Jones's character, has borrowed it off her uncle, played by Ernie Hudson. And he comes to her and he's like, where's the car? And she's like, I told you. It's on the other side. As in, gone to the other side of the universe. And he's like, what, in Jersey? And then that's the end. And it's got an amazing soundtrack that I have the CD of in my car that whenever my Spotify isn't working, I pump that up. I mean, my obsession with this. What was happening to me then? Why was I I think I have a little bit of undiagnosed OCD, but what was happening there? Because I was hooked in. I needed to watch it all the time. I want to read about why people hated it. So Ghostbusters received criticism. This is on Wikipedia, so it's academic. Received criticism on social media following word of Paul Feig, with Feig's involvement in the all-female cast, which some suggested was a gimmick. I don't know why people were so worried. This is the Bridesmaids team. Sure, it's different tone, different genre of movie, kind of, but is it? Is it though? It's still a comedy. Got a bit of sci-fi in there, but still, I would say the overall genre is comedy. By May 2016, the trailer had become the most disliked film trailer on YouTube, with 280,000 likes to over 1 million dislikes. You guys. Everybody sucks. Some media outlets dubbed it the female Ghostbusters. This is what I still hear to this day. When I'm like, I love 2016 Ghostbusters, and people go, the female Ghostbusters, and I go, the 2016 Ghostbusters. And yes, there happen to be women in the leading roles. Oh, God forbid. Oh, God forbid. Clutch my pearls, there's women. Oh. The other reboot happened, the one with Paul Rudd. Nobody got this upset if they were trying to say that it was, keeping to the original. We don't want any other, whatever, something about the movie. Yeah, please preserve the original movie. Oh, but you're okay when Paul Rudd, he's in it, when he's the lead. That's fine. That's okay. We don't have to preserve the original. No hate to Paul Rudd. I love Paul Rudd. I love Celery Man. Hello, have you seen my remake of it? Yo. But I'm just saying, I think people were covering a little bit of their maybe lady-hating views by saying, no, it's about the movie. You cannot change my mind. I dedicated my life of 2016 to this movie. About 6 months, was pretty obsessed. And nothing you say can change my mind on how much I love it, on how much I wanted to be in it, on how much
We're waiting.
I would love to work with those people in the future. I don't know. I don't know what more to say about this movie other than that it caused some kind of identity, something within me. I don't know if it was a crisis, but I definitely felt seen by this movie. And I definitely felt, I don't know, maybe just some kind of awakening that it was like all the things I liked in one. Highly recommend. This movie is in my top 10 movies of all time. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It's really nice talking about these things. If you want me to do a movie that I've never seen before or whatever, leave it in the comments and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.